What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today we have the official Arnold Classic, which starts in 2 days. Today's Wednesday. Announcements and my picks for the Arnold. Now, the first announcement is I'm going to the Arnold Classic, but sadly, I'm going alone this time. Kari will not be with me. This will be the first event that we have not done together. And the backstory to that is on Sunday, we got home from Mexico. Saturday we got home from Mexico. Sunday, our cat Ginger had a regular checkup appointment at the vet for some medication she was on for hips. She has arthritis in her hips, and you guys, in my shoe video, you saw some footage of her on the bed playing around with the boxes. And so it was like a normal, regular visit, no big deal. Early in the morning, Kari took her to the vet. Well, I get a call about a half hour later that Ginger's in congestive heart failure and needs emergency surgery, like right away, like right now. So I kind of it shocked me so bad I had to step back and go, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. Like, I was still in my sleep shorts and my shirt. I just got done doing cardio. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I got to get dressed. I got to get there. So I got to the vet. Right away, they whisked me into the back where the operating room is, or the surgery room, or whatever you want to call it. And they had drained a whole bunch of fluid out of her that looked like a strawberry milkshake. And I got to give props to Dr. Carrier and her crew over there, because she saved Ginger's life. She found it right away. Noticed her breathing was labored, which the fluid was pushing against her lungs, which is not allowing her to breathe correctly, which, we see her every day her entire life, and we didn't even notice that. But she noticed it right away, did a x-ray really quick, and found, the fluid. Removed the fluid, and during the x-rays, she noticed something that she couldn't see exactly what it was, but she noticed that her esophagus and her lungs seemed to be out of position. And she said without an ultrasound she can't be sure, but she thinks that there was a mass there. So we had to watch her overnight to make sure the fluid didn't build up again. This was Sunday night. So Monday she went to the vet again, and they found a mass. It's lymphoma, and it is pushing against her lungs and heart. And luckily at this point the fluid is not coming back, which is good. They suggested a round of chemotherapy, which Ginger's 16 years old, and Kari decided that it's not right to put a 16-year-old cat through that. She's already been going through enough. So she's on a medication, prednisone, to try to shrink the tumor enough to let her be able to breathe easy and let the heart function normally. And they're hoping that that works, but she has to be watched and be on medication for 24 hours until the follow-up visit, which is this coming Sunday, which is at the Arnold. So Kari has to stay back and take care of her, and it sucks because this is something that we do together all the time, and we enjoy it together. And she's half of Bios3, half of me. She's half of everything. So to do this, without her, is sad. But at the same time, she's doing what's right for her cat. Which, it's our cat, but she brought it into the relationship. But she's doing what's right and putting herself aside and saying, I know she'll probably be okay anyways. And we could board her at the vet or one of the animal hospitals, but that just stresses her out even more. Stresses out the cat even more, which you don't want to do at this point anyway. So she's going to stay behind. So any of you that, come up to see me and stuff, if you want to give her a shout or something like that, we're going to record it on the videos, and you guys can, shout her out on that. That'd be cool too. So, all right. So that's what's going on with that. So it's going to be kind of a difficult weekend. I'm still sick, as you can hear. Since LA, I've been sick. I got a little better, and I got the same thing. It's the same thing everybody's got. It comes and goes. So I'm going to do my best to try to get my voice back so I can speak properly to everybody. And hopefully not lose my voice like I did at LA. So I want to run into the schedule now. So Friday and Saturday and Sunday is when I'll be there. I'll fly out Sunday afternoon, back home. Friday, 10 to 12 at Isatori. Now pay attention to the times that I'm telling you, because a lot of times I'll have someone meet me up at one booth and be like, I was looking for you at the other one. Well, I usually give time so you guys know what time I'll be there. So if you're looking for me at a booth, look at your watch and say, okay, 10 to 12, Isatori, 1 to 5, 5% nutrition. Okay, that's Friday and Saturday both. Or Saturday is 10 to 12 Isatori and 1 to 4:30 at 5%. Sunday is 10 to 12 at Isatori and 12 to 2 at 5%. And then I'll be flying out in the afternoon. So those are the times that I'll be there. I can't wait to see you guys. It's been a big year since last year. The channel has grown. So many more viewers, so many more people. We were in Mexico, and people were coming up to me that watch the channel while we were in Mexico, from Canada, from Mexico, from different places, asking me to take pictures, and I didn't even speak Spanish, and all I understood was Bios3, and they would, it's incredible how far it's starting to reach out, and many places that I go, people are watching the content, and it's not just about bodybuilding. That's the best part about this whole thing, is a lot of people, are watching the channel for the other things. They like the bodybuilding stuff too, but the other things like story time and my rants, which people seem to think are pretty funny. So I can't wait to see you guys this weekend. Now, as far as my picks, here we go. Now, understand, guys, I've been doing this for a long fucking time, okay? A long time. And not always does the best guy win, okay? He's not always going to win. Sometimes, the best guy doesn't always win. So, that being said, my top three, my picks for top three: Justin Compton, Dexter Jackson, and who was the other one? And Evan Centopani. Those three. Now, I do want to put in there, I saw some pictures of Maurice Doan, whatever his name is, from New Zealand, or I think he's from New Zealand. The guy looks pretty incredible too. But those three are my picks for the top three. Now, who's going to win? Any one of those three. Here's the kicker, guys, and here's what I think everybody. I'm not looking at this from an emotional standpoint where I'm like, that's my favorite bodybuilder. I want him to win, so he's going to win. And anybody who says differently is a fucking moron. What I'm saying is, we saw pictures so far, videos so far. Evan hasn't been putting up much. Dexter hasn't either. Dexter was looking fucking enormous and gigantic and full, but when he diets down to that hard, dry look, he loses that fullness, and it takes away from his physique a little bit, but he's super sharp. So against the other two guys, they're going to outmass him. You know that. But could he outcondition the other two guys? A very good possibility. So, and Dexter's got that great shape. Evan looks like a reincarnation of Dorian Yates, but taller, I guess, or fuller. And something looks even bigger about him than Yates. His back is not as good, obviously, but his chest and arms are just fucking crazy looking. He's dry, hard, grainy, vascular. He looks phenomenal, better than he's ever looked. And that was like this past week the pictures came out. Now the Compton pictures. Compton, to me, looked like he's still smooth. He's lean as fuck, but he's still smooth. But I know how hard he can get on stage. So when you're looking at this guy this many weeks out, it was 5 weeks out where I think these pictures and video was. I haven't seen anything of him recently, but I know that this guy, if he's bringing in that kind of mass, that kind of symmetry, that kind of shape, with the hardness that he does in the past, or even better, fuck, he's going to be hard to beat. So now what it boils down to is, it doesn't matter what these guys look like. I've said this time and time again. A week out, 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out, even 3 days out, even 24 hours out, it doesn't matter what the fuck these guys look like. It matters what they look like when they step on that stage. Period. So whoever nails their conditioning, because all three of them, I mean, Dexter's a former Mr. Olympia. Evan is a gigantic guy by nature. He's always been a big guy since he was a kid. So mass-wise, he carries it, and his symmetry is a lot better now, and his shape is a lot better because he's been training a little bit longer and not competing as much, trying to improve, and he has. And Compton's just improving leaps and bounds. The guy is just a fucking, he's the next Marvel, I think. Personally, my opinion, the next Ronnie Coleman Marvel that we're going to see just take a size into a new era that is just, he may never pass Ronnie, but he's going to be that guy that's, when they remember Ronnie, they're going to be like, oh, who's that white guy with the blonde hair? Compton. I remember. I would love to have seen them on stage battle it out. That's what I see happening in the future. So my pick, if all three of them come in top shape, which means that they are fucking full, hard. Vascularity doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't. But if you're super vascular, you can catch the eye of the judges, which make them keep looking back at you going, wow, he's fucking vascular shit. Now, they're not judging you on that, but it can still give you an upper hand where you're looking at them going, fuck. They all hit their poses right. Everybody fucking controls their abdomen, all this shit. Their water depletion is right. Carb up is right. All the moons align. I personally think, honestly, that Justin Compton is going to come out on top. I really do. I think that Evan and Dexter can be interchangeable for first and second, but I do think that Justin Compton has what it takes. Now, if he's a little bit off, if he's slightly off, and Dexter is full on 100%, he's a former Mr. Olympia. He's a former Arnold Classic champion. I mean, he has what it takes, and to knock out the champ, even though he's not the current champ, you got to knock out the champ. So if Justin's off a little bit, or he's just not as hard or dry as he was in the past, even though he's bigger, I think Dexter could take him. Now, if Dexter, for some reason, decides to play the size game, because a lot of these guys are bigger, which I don't see him doing, and Justin Compton is off, but Evan nails that conditioning, and he's grainy as fuck already, which a lot of times when these guys deplete, they try to dry out that water. When you pull that water out, you may lose some of that. Even Dorian used to lose some of that. He looked even grainier, excuse me, like 2 months out than he did on stage. I think that, Dexter and Justin would have to fuck something up royally, but if they do, I do believe that Evan can step in and beat both of them. Maurice Doan, I'm interested to see what he dries out like. I mean, the guy's shape, he's got this X-frame, he's just a phenomenal shape. You got guys like Cedric McMillan. The guy's great, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't proven himself. He can never nail that fucking peak. So you got three guys that have nailed their peaks before and are looking like they're nailing it now, you know, against somebody like Cedric. Cedric's big, he looks great shape and everything, but can he nail it that day? You know, and you get the other guys like Branch. Branch looks phenomenal. I've seen a video of him. He's fucking crazy looking, but I feel like Branch has gone as far as he can. He can't really gain any more mastery. He just looks like he's going to pop. And his conditioning is always fucking spot on. So it's like, how much farther can you actually go? And I think a lot of these guys that were younger when Branch was winning have started to close that gap and surpass him in a lot of ways because they put on the mass that they needed to be competitive with him, but they're a lot bigger, but they're starting to hit that conditioning, get that bigger size too. So those are my picks for the Arnold. We'll see how it plays out. I'll be flying out tomorrow morning, yeah, to Ohio. Hopefully, I'm not going to drive this year because we're going to fucking get a snowstorm on both days we're driving. So we'll be flying out there, and I'll see you guys soon. So I can't wait to get there, and I think it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be some new blood crowned at this Arnold Classic that is going to, you know, if it's Evan or Justin, either one, it kind of really sends a message that, you know what, the changing of the guard is starting to happen. You know, the guys like Dexter and Branch and these guys who've been around for a while, the other guys are catching up and surpassing them. So we'll see what happens. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is a blog. It's the Arnold Classic Bicep, and we'll see you guys there. We're out.